This is the upper industrial area. It gets that name because to access it, the track climbs up a 2% grade. There are 4 major industries in this area: a furniture factory using specialty lumber, a plastics manufacturer manufacturing high-capacity barrels, a printing house for a newspaper, and a steel transfer facility. 2 locomotives are usually assigned to this area because there's no runaround siding, but there are facing point switches. In 2017, I produced a multi-part video series on how I built this building. If you want to look it up, it's videos numbers 54 through 64. The model is based on a prototype building in Hamilton, Ontario, which has a capacity of 6 cars on each of 2 tracks. The model has room for only 3 cars. We just pretend the building goes through the wall. This facility receives flat cars, gondolas, coil cars, and the occasional boxcar load of pallets. The newspaper printing house is completely scratch-built using foam core board as a base, with Walther's brick sheets laminated to the surfaces. I especially like the idea of having unloading doors placed along a curved wall, based on photos I have seen of prototypes. There are 3 unloading docks for the newsprint boxcars. The plastic barrel manufacture was made by combining 2 of the Walther's Magic Pan Bakeries kits. There are 3 loading spots where you will likely see mostly plastic pellet cars, occasional tank car, and once in a while a very large 86-foot boxcar for loading the high-capacity empty barrels. The furniture factory was made from another Walther's kit, the Lakeville warehousing, but I didn't follow the instructions. I rearranged wall panels to give it a different shape and to fit the size of the space that I had. Its single indoor unloading dock receives boxcars. A peninsula gives you the rare opportunity to model all 4 sides of the building. Here's a rear view of the furniture factory and the plastics manufacturer. Today's switch list calls for 5 cars to be released, 2 gondolas from the steel transfer facility, an empty newsprint boxcar, and a pair of empty plastics hoppers. There is also a 65-foot gondola that's been constructively placed that we're going to spot inside the steel transfer facility. The building supply company is not being switched today, and there are 2 additional loaded boxcars sitting waiting, constructively placed on their siding. I just realized throughout this video so far I've been calling the building supply company a furniture factory. That's a mistake. It is a building supply company. Switching Zone B industries today will be a pair of SW1500s, numbers 15 and 17. First up is the printer. Today's video includes a combination of high-level, wide-angle views and more close-up operating views. This is because I wasn't quite sure which way to go. I had made the entire video using mostly close-ups and then went back, thought about it, and said, no, I like the idea of some wide-angle views, and I couldn't decide which to use, so I used both. Let me know what you think in the comments. The car we want today is the Quebec Central car. Unfortunately, it's in the middle of the cut, so we're going to have to pull the DWP car out with it, set the Quebec Central car over, and then put the DWP car back. With the newsprint boxcar in hand, we're going to reach in and pick up both plastics hopper cars. So that's it for Zone B this morning. So we're going to just pull back, clear of the road crossing and turnout that connects back to Zone A. We're going to switch Zone A today with SW 1500 number 16. And you'll notice that he's got a hold of the caboose and the gondola that's been on hold waiting to be placed in the steel transfer facility. The caboose will be used to complete the train for its run back down to the interchange yard. Before we can spot the gondola, we have to first pull the other gondola that is sitting on track 2, set it over on top of the gondola in track 1 that's also released, and then come back and spot the inbound gondola to track 2. By now you'll have noticed that none of the 3 SW1500s are equipped with sound. However, all 3 do have keep alive circuits in them, which makes for a very smooth operation, especially with single units with their short wheelbases across all these turnouts and crossings. These 2 gondolas make up the tail end of the train that will be headed to the interchange yard. Number 16 will pull its cut of cars to clear the turnout so they can line themselves up to assemble the 2 halves of the train. This move always infuriates the drivers on the road because it takes a few minutes to couple up the air hoses and do a quick brake test before they can clear the crossing. Meanwhile, number 16 is tucked away at the tail end of the Zone A lead track. With the brake test completed, the now completed train pulls clear of the crossing and a little bit further to clear the mainline switch for its shove down to the interchange yard. While all this has been going on, number 64, our GP9 working in the interchange yard, has been busy finishing up sorting of eastbound, westbound, northbound cars and freeing up some space so numbers 15 and 17 can arrive into the yard with this cut of cars. We'll catch up with number 64 and all her activities in our next video.